everybody. Welcome to this video, which is going to be the video on AIRDNA.co. So I know we were about to get started into the steps, but first you need to know what AIRDNA.co is, which is where we gather all of our data from. It's going to be the main source of everything that we're going to be getting. And so what we're going to do here is I'm going to give you a breakdown of AIRDNA.co. So I'm just going to walk you through it just like if I were to be doing it myself, explain all of the different spots on it, just so you understand exactly how to navigate this software/tool. It's all online, so it is very simple and anyone can do it, all right? And just like everything else that we're teaching here. So if I were to be brand new, I would go to Google, I'd type in AirDNA, right? Nice and easy, AirDNA. One thing to note is that AirDNA is a .co and not a .com, okay? Something to keep in mind when you're trying to do this. So I'm going to click on the very first option. I typed in AirDNA. AirDNA was the first option. And this is what the homepage looks like, right? So fairly simple. Obviously, the very first thing you're looking at is being able to enter in a neighborhood, city, postal code, something along those lines. If I were to scroll down, it's just going to be the general information that you would typically see with any other website, right? But that's not really what we're looking for. So this is the information side of their website. What we want is like the app side, right? So at the top here, there's these different options. And now, one thing that they've added recently is the COVID-19 data. So that's going to be a lot of useful information about the current state of the country when it comes, or the world actually, in hospitality when it comes to Airbnb and due to COVID. However, this is going to be our main tool, Market Minder. So this is the one that we want to focus on the most. I will explain this one. Investment Explorer is a tool that is more information than Market Minder. Okay, so it gives you more places. It actually gives you the entire United States, and you can walk through anywhere in the United States. It obviously costs a lot more money. It does have less granular data, right? But at the same time, it's a really nice overview tool. Custom data, this is for enterprise clients. So if you have a big business, you can request very specific data. I've pulled this information before as well. It is very useful, but you got to know what you're doing with it. Pricing will just walk you through the different prices, and then resources. So I do recommend that anybody who is trying to learn more about the Airbnb industry to go to resources and read their blogs. Their blogs are actually great to stay up to date with exactly what's going on. Now, I'm going to keep it over here though in the Market Minder section. So if I click the Market Minder, what's going to happen is it's really going to reload what looks like the exact same page that we were already on, but the only thing I changed here is it says Market Minder. So what I'm going to do, what you would do then is you would type in the location that you want to go, Monica. Now, the reason I'm saying do this before logging in is because as soon as you click this, it's going to pop up Market Minder. So this is the actual tool. And what will happen is it'll automatically ask you to create an account. Just to be able to view this, you need to have an account. So you can create a free account. That's totally fine. Just give your information. You can kind of look around at things. Some stuff you'll be able to see, and some stuff will be locked. Now, the reason it didn't pop up right now is because I'm already logged in, and I own Santa Monica data, and so everything is showing up for me. Now, if I didn't, I would be able to see the general averages, but I wouldn't be able to see all of the little details. And one of the most important things that we need to know is the little details. So you do need to actually purchase a very specific location if you're going to be doing that. It's very simple. If you didn't own a place, you would type it in. Let's see. Let's go with Chicago. So I'm going to type in Chicago. I know I don't own Chicago. And you'll see this little guy pop up right here. It says purchase, right? And generally it's going to cost somewhere between $50 to $100 per month to have a location. Now, the thing is you only really need to purchase that for the 1 month, and then you're going to extract all of that data during that 1 month. As you're going through this course, you're going to pull all that information out, and then you can, if you want, cancel the contract, the monthly contract. Now, obviously, AirDNA doesn't want you to do that. There are a lot of benefits of keeping the membership going, not the contract, the membership going. But if you're trying to save money, you can just buy for the 1 month, pull the information, get it extracted. Now you can use it how you need to. You can, and then cancel your membership. If you need to come back and re-up for another month, you can always do that again. But now let me walk you through the tool. Okay, so as you can see, a lot of this information is hidden from me, right? So I can't see this stuff. I can see these averages, but that's not very useful. I can see general things about the number of active listings, number of Airbnb, VRBOs, or both, the rental size, so the size units, and how many there are in the total of listings available. A bunch of little pieces of data. Okay, so this will all become helpful down the line, but I don't want to walk through every single last option that there is here. You can do that by yourself as you're going through. What I want to do is basically give you the gist of what you're looking at so that it's not completely unknown to you when I do say, okay, let's dive into AirDNA. And you're like, I don't even know how to navigate AirDNA, right? I want you to be able to navigate it fairly easily. So this is going to be the overview. Okay, the overview is going to give us all the main information. Now, I only typed in Chicago so that I could show you what information is locked. And if I were to come over here, these are all this is Chicago, in case you don't know, and each one of these dots represents an Airbnb listing. So if I hover over one of the dots, what's going to pop up, and let me scroll in a way so you can still see everything. So if I hover over one of these dots, what's popping up are all the different listings. And you get the main photo, but then you also get the number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, number of guests, their rating, number of reviews, the listing title itself, and I can actually click this and it'll pop open the actual Airbnb link, and then I can go into that Airbnb listing and look at all the even more detail, right? But then I also have the number of days available, which means the number of days that the home has been on Airbnb, right? Whether it was been booked or it was vacant, or if the days were blocked, right? Regardless, this one has been up for 255 days, right? I also got the average daily rate, and then they lock the occupancy and the revenue. And the reason they do that is because those are two of the most important things that you can possibly get out of their tool, and they know that. And so that's why those two pieces are locked, right? So that's what it's going to look like if you don't own the account. And you can still get a lot of information, but you're not going to get the stuff that you need. And the stuff that you need is really the stuff that's locked. So I'm going to go back to Santa Monica because that is where we're going to be focusing, and I'm going to walk you through everything you will see if you did actually own that specific location. Okay, so as this loads, I'm just going to take a quick sip. I am an Office fan for any of you who just caught that. So now that we're looking at Santa Monica, you can see that I can see all of these different pieces of information here. A lot of this is, like I said, it's the overview, so it's a lot of general information. Now, you can see the border once again wrapped up here, and as I hover over, I can look at the different listings that are available, right? This little tool right here on the right-hand side of the map is probably going to be the most useful, because what this is it organizes the different types of listing and sizes. So in the green listings are going to be shared rooms. So that's when you're literally, that's like a hostel, right? So we don't, for what we're doing, we're not looking into hostels. If you are, keep it active, right? But I'm going to remove that. So now all the hostel listing dots have gone away. This next one is shared rooms. So shared rooms are, or sorry, not shared rooms. This is private rooms. So this is when you rent out just an individual room within your home. That's exactly how I got started. I had an extra bedroom, and so I rented out the extra bedroom. Now, we're not looking into that either, because you don't need to know the data on that. You just, if you have an extra room, you can bring in some extra money, but you're not going to build a business off of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of that as well. And as you can see, a lot of the blue dots went away. Now from here, you have, when you click this one, the purple one here is the entire house. So these are all the listings that are left. You can see down here, these are entire places. So the entire home or apartment or unit or condo can be rented out without anybody else being in there. And so if I hover over this, I can see that I have all the different bedroom size options. So studio, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom. And if I wanted, what I could do is I could deselect all these different options and just look at the ones that are 5 bedrooms plus, right? So 5, 6, 7, whatever that may be. And as you can see, there's very few that are still left. But that's how you would, be able to just look at very specific things. If I want to just look at 4 bedrooms, I could pull this up. And once again, obviously 3 bedrooms and so on, right? So it makes it really easy to organize the data that you're looking at so that you're not looking at everything all at once and trying to sort it all out. So it's really helpful to be able to do that. You can obviously move in closer and further and different things, okay? So that's going to be the general, the main part that we're actually going to be looking at on AirDNA is going to be this map, right? And as we go through it, we'll probably be doing things where we're pulling up, okay, this is the section, this is the city, this is the home. If I click on it, it'll stay, and now I can see all the information that I want from this, right? Obviously, this is not a real Airbnb that's been around for very long, only 30 days. It's only made $350 and has 0 reviews, right? So that we're going to get into that later, but this is generally what you'd be looking at, okay? So now you know how the map works, how to navigate the map, how to use the map, how to read the information that's available for you within the map. Let's take a look at the rest of the AirDNA Market Minder, just so that you have general knowledge of everything. However, keep in mind that we're basically going to be using the map, okay? So we're generally just going to be using the map for what we want to do. But I do want to show you the other options. So here we have rates. The rates just gives you information about the average daily prices. So how much somebody's renting out their home for, what it's generally going for, and you can break it down in a variety of different ways. This is helpful when you're actually in it. This is so a lot of AirDNA's tools. Let me just make a point here. A lot of their information that they have is for the daily operations of an Airbnb. So if you already have an Airbnb or 10 and you need to know how to properly price those homes and what you should be expecting and different things along those lines, that's what AirDNA's main use is for. What I'm teaching here is how to use it on the investment side. So before you even have an Airbnb, how do you make sure you're getting the right Airbnb by using the information that's provided in here, regardless of the fact that it's not necessarily set up for that, right? So kind of using the information that's provided in our own way rather than the way that they're presenting it. So as you see, rates is giving you the information there. Revenue is going to give you information on what the average annual revenue is for properties and what you can expect on a month by month basis. Once again, this is operations. Once you've been already continually going, occupancy, guests, it's all the same information. That's really helpful once you've been operating. All right. Now another section is pricing. Pricing is going to be this is a new tool that they put into place, which helps you expect what to be able to price your home depending on the amount of bookings that are coming through within the future months. That can be helpful as well. Rate calendar can help you price depending on what you think the price is actually going to end up being. Depending on the type of home that you have, you can kind of sort it out up here. I don't want to go too much into these properties or into this information because we're not going to be using it. I'm just trying to show you that this is available. There is a section here for invest. So this will let you see things like Rentalizer allows you to type in an address and give you a general idea of exactly how well that would do, which is helpful. But at the same time, there's a lot of other. This is great for a quick look, but there's a lot of little details that are missed here that become extremely helpful. So although this tool is helpful, it's not perfect. Let's put it that way. It needs to be. It's not focused enough. It's too general. So we want to get it a little even more so. Now, the next section is top properties. This is kind of just like a fun place to look where it's like, oh, look how much you could potentially do if you have, this type of home in that kind of area and it looked this way, right? So this is what I call like the fun page. And you get to see all of the different, properties that are doing the best. However, once again, it's not done properly, which is really upsetting to me because, this is information that they're providing in a way that should be presented, that is being presented as like, if you get a 4-bedroom 4-bath in this general area, you can make 188,000. Well, the thing is that nobody is going to, this isn't a real listing. This is somebody who's renting out their home for a couple weekends throughout the year, or when they're gone on vacation. They are not renting it out full time, which is what we're trying to look for. And the easiest way to know that is just simply look at the number of reviews. The number of reviews will tell you right away if somebody actually made that amount of money or not, right? And you don't make 188,000 and only get 6 reviews. It doesn't work that way. And so I want to make sure to point that out, right? So it's kind of upsetting, but if you look over here, this guy's got 92 and he did 300,000. This one I actually do believe, because you can't get 92 reviews and not be real, not actually be around for a while. So this one, I've already checked it out. It is very legit, like it's real. They've very clearly have been doing extremely well. The home is in a beautiful spot. It's a beautiful, 4 bedroom, three bath. It's an Airbnb plus. It's just really well put together, and so they can ask a lot for it, and they have been, and it's been making them about $300,000 throughout the entire year. That's a reality, right? Other guys like this, like that's not real. There's only 9 reviews and 132,000. It just doesn't work that way. No matter. Anyways, I'm not going to keep getting into that. So we're trying to go through the tool. I apologize. I got a little off track there. This is the tool. This is what this is the top properties. You can do market comparisons. So you can grab a couple of different markets and put them all together in here. And the last one is manage. If you wanted, you could upload your own properties, the URLs and Airbnb login to it, and it helps you manage them. However, that's all great. There's a lot of different things you can do with the Market Minder tool. There's a lot of different pieces of information that'll be helpful. I do recommend if you're planning on growing your business to more than, let's say, 5, you want to know this information because there's a lot of information on the operational side that will be very helpful. I'm not planning on putting together a course that explains how to use all this, but maybe one day I will. However, right now I'm just focusing on the investment side. So how do we use this data to make a good investment into a new home? And I'm not talking about purchasing. I'm talking about renting, managing, or buying, right? So that's how we're going to use this. So this is Market Minder. This is AIRDNA.co, their Market Minder product. Extremely helpful. That's the entire walkthrough. That's everything you're going to need to know. I hope that this has helped you understand exactly what we're looking at here, what the tool's doing, and so now you can actually use it and navigate it easily now that you've understood and watched this video. Okay, so on to the next one, and I hope this is helpful.